I bid you welcome.
I welcome you to my house.
Welcome to my house.
Welcome to my home.
Hello horror hounds, welcome to my horror house. I'm doing a tag today that comes from the mind of Mr. Wicker. It's a brilliant tag idea. It's to name 5 horror movies from the year you were born. He doesn't necessarily want you to choose your 5 favourite or what you think were the 5 best from that year, but more as just a conversation starter. So I've decided to use my picks, some of them, to suggest possible future content as well for this channel. I'll link to Mr. Wicker's original video, which kicked it all off. He's got a completely different selection from me because he was born in a different year and he's younger than me, the swine. Well, I was born in the year 1975, which means I will kick off. A couple of these are going to be just flat out the best movies of that year, let alone the best horror movies. I'm going to start with Deep Red, Profundo, Rosso. If you're relatively new to the channel, quite some time ago, I went through and talked about all of the movies of Dario Argento in order, and it was a really interesting look at the man's filmography and to see how his voice and his storytelling developed and how themes threaded through an awful lot of his work. And during that run through his works in chronological order, I actually changed my mind on what I thought was my favourite Argento movie. It had been Suspiria. Profundo Rosso now edges it. It's the greatest Dario Argento movie, so by that token probably the greatest Italian horror movie. Another really big hitter in 1975. I can't just swim past Jaws. It's Jaws, the greatest movie ever made. I can't not include Jaws. I have a notion that when it gets brighter, when spring comes around, I'd like to talk about Jaws, but I didn't want to just try and cram everything into one video. I had a silly notion, and you guys can tell me if you think it's silly, to maybe do a series of videos, Jaws scene by scene, not to take the place of normal movie reviews, but to maybe sit alongside them. I know that the American DVD of Jaws has given each of its chapters little chapter titles, chapter headings, so I thought I might do it chapter by chapter off the American DVD or whatnot, and just do Jaws in, if you'll forgive the pun, it's not intended, bite-sized chunks. Good idea, bad idea. Third movie from 1975, Race with the Devil. I haven't seen it in ages. I just remember Peter Fonda and the two couples crossing America in their camper van home, seeing the satanic ritual and being chased by devil worshippers. It was part of the great 70s satanic panic movies. I saw it when I was really young. My abiding memory of it were Peter Fonda's enormous sunglasses, and there was a little bit of booby in it, which at my young impressionable age was enough to imprint itself upon my brain. Is that a good movie? Does it hold up? Shall I try and revisit Race with the Devil? My fourth movie is The Night of the Seagulls, the fourth of the Blind Dead collection, chosen mainly because I relatively recently found out about the Blind Dead movies and bought the collection. Four movies about zombie Templar knights who are blind and stalked by sound alone, I think. Shall I check these out in my downtime, or do you want to see me talk about the Blind Dead movies on the channel in a more semi-official... Official? What the fuck am I talking about? There's nothing official about this channel. And finally, the fifth movie, Picnic at Hanging Rock. Someone recently reviewed this, forgive me, I forget which channel. It might be Frightfully Forgotten, it might be Horror Hand. I'm completely blanking on who relatively recently talked about Picnic at Hanging Rock, and I haven't seen it, and it piqued my interest, and I thought this sounds like a film that is so within my wheelhouse? Am I missing out? Do I need to check out Picnic at Hanging Rock? Do I need to talk about it here or not? Mr. Wicker's left the tag wide open to anyone who wants to join in. So if you want to jump on board this particular tag train, then absolutely feel free to do so. Let him know that you've done your tag. Let me know as well, because I'd be really interested to see what you had picked. But there's my little 1975 smorgasbord.